Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about E3 2016. I know it's still far down the road, it's going to happen in June, but just now we got a piece of really exciting news from Bethesda that is definitely worth making a video about, and I just want to speculate with you guys together and see where this piece of information might take us. So if you remember, last year's E3 was the first time that Bethesda hosted their own E3 press conference. I really enjoyed their show. I think it was one of my highlights of the whole conference, and just yesterday they announced that they're gonna do it again. It's gonna happen on the 12th of June at 7 p.m. local time, and in the past Bethesda said that they would only host an event like this if they have something significant to show. So obviously that raises loads of questions. Doom should already be released at that point, even if it doesn't have a final release date as of right now, but I believe that until June they're probably gonna have that out. I would believe that Dishonored 2 will be quite a focal point of their presentation. Like, all that makes sense. I'm sure there will be a Fallout DLC, probably there will be a Doom DLC announced, and all these kind of things are a given. But what else is there, right? Is that really enough to host a conference like that? And especially if you say we only do it if we have something significant to show, is that really enough? And the internet is going crazy, obviously, because the thing that everyone is hoping for is that Bethesda will announce the next Elder Scrolls game. So if we look into that rumor in a bit more depth, a while ago, Pete Hine, who is the vice president of PR and marketing at Bethesda, has already confirmed that the upcoming Elder Scrolls 6 game is happening. At the same time, Hine also used the term Skyrim 2 to describe the next Elder Scrolls game, which has essentially confirmed that the next Elder Scrolls will be a continuation in one or the other way of the story in Skyrim. Further, he stated that, quoting here, we should expect to see news and updates about Elder Scrolls 6 by 2017, as work on Fallout 4 should be finished around that time period. So that doesn't really look like we're gonna see an announcement of the next Elder Scrolls game. But then again, when Skyrim was announced, the waiting time was more than a year, and with Oblivion it was even longer. So there is still a slight possibility. I think we will definitely not see a release of this game in November, which is kind of how it normally works, right? They announce something at E3 and then it comes out in November. So I think that will definitely not happen, but we might see a teaser or just something that gets people excited, because I think people just really want to see it. So there are kind of two sides to this story, right? On one hand, I'm sure they're working on it. I'm sure they would have something to show. I'm sure they kind of have a rough idea what the game will be, where it will take place, what it will be about. So they could show us just a short teaser. On the other hand, if we remember how they launched Fallout 4, the actual time period between the announcement of the game and the actual launch was relatively short. So that kind of indicates that Bethesda doesn't really want to go down the route that they went down in the past with announcing a game and then having people to wait for 1 year or more. So I personally do not think we're going to see an Elder Scrolls game being announced at this year's E3. However, I would love to see it. You know, Skyrim was such an amazing game, and I think everyone would be so excited. Even you just show like a 4-second trailer or some kind of teaser, people would freak out. But there are so many other things that Bethesda could potentially show. They could show us something around a new Wolfenstein game, or maybe a Quake game. I really could imagine that Quake is like a quite big brand that they want to revive. I personally am a huge Quake fan, and same as they're doing it with Doom right now, just reviving it and bringing it back to a new audience. I could imagine that they do the same thing with Quake, so I think there's quite a high possibility there. Or, and that is also really exciting, there is a high possibility of them showing a completely new IP. Recently, Bethesda founded a completely new studio in Montreal, so I'm sure these guys are working on new projects that we just don't know about. So I think there is a high possibility that Bethesda's going to get us really excited with a completely new brand, with a completely new IP, which is something I guess that everyone could get excited about. So guys, these are my thoughts. Feel free to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd be really interested in hearing it. Let's speculate a little bit together. What would you love to see at this year's E3 press conference by Bethesda? What's your dream title? I read one guy, he said that he really wants to see a remake of Commander Keen. So I think anything is possible at this point. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, would be greatly appreciated if you leave me a like. You can subscribe to the channel for more. Otherwise, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Bye.